Hey family, I don't know which way to do this doggone camera. How you doing? I just want to thank you guys so much for your support and your love. My name is Shirley Husar. You're watching Shirley's World. Well, we just came back from being on a brand new show called FoxSoul. Now, I did their test pilot show previously, and it was called Fox Nora, but now it's called Fox Soul. So it's supposed to be dealing with the issues within Black America communities. And I had a debate with a gentleman talking about the difference between Republican and Democrat. And my son Kenneth, who's next to me, was in the audience, and we had a great discussion. Hey, Michael, I love everything that you're doing. You are a fabulous person. I also talked about ADOS, African American Descendants of Slaves. And it was an interesting conversation that we had with the interaction of the audience and, of course, the person who was to the right of me, which was the Democrat, who, of course, doesn't like Trump or any policies of Trump. And I kept pivoting the fact that we need to talk about Black communities and legislation and money. I do believe that African Americans who are a certain wealthy status should be creating policies and legislations through lobbyists to help and address our issues. Other communities of wealth factors help their communities. This is where we're failing with ourselves. We're not holding accountable the people of a certain wealth genre. And we talk about self-accountability, but we need to talk about cultural responsibility. But my son says, I didn't do a good job on that, or what was you saying?
Well, I'm not even listening.
How did I do tonight?
You did great.
But that's not what you said earlier.
And for what you were trying to accomplish, you did fantastic. You went on the show, you spoke your mind, you got your point across, and you didn't let anybody overstep you. Sometimes you talked way too much, and you need to give other people the opportunity to speak and give their points so you have something to talk about. And like way too much. But, you know.
You see, the problem I have is this. I go on these shows, there were two hosts, and a guest and me. And the problem I come up with is that I feel like there's 3 against 1. Those 3 people against me because they didn't support Trump. They weren't talking about Black policies as much as they were talking about, well, the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. And I kept saying, it ain't about party. It's about policies. It's about legislation. And it's about understanding where are we going as a culture of people in our lines of communication with each other. And I guess I'm working on pulling back a little bit more. But my whole thing is I feel I have to compensate for the other 3 people that I don't have with the 3 against 1. I mean, anybody got any comments or thoughts on that about that? Well, what do you feel?
I feel like you need to find that balance, and you have to keep going to the shows. And you need to find a place where when people start making the comments or you're talking over people, then you found that thin line that you've been looking for. But right now, you are 5,000,000% over the bar. You are talking over people way too much. You need to give people the opportunity to speak.
I'll take that in consideration. Absolutely.
That means she ain't gonna take that because she don't give a fuck. That's what that means. She don't give a shit.
I want to get my point across. I got to get my point across. Now, some people beg to differ with you. One of the producers, she said, I loved you, Shirley. You speak your mind. You were true to you. You represented us well. That's right. When it comes to my people, I'm going to speak my mind. When it comes to my people, I'm going to get my point across. Get my point across. Because you only got so much time, so you don't know what you're going to do. This is why I have a problem. Are we going to talk about issues, or are we going to talk about the Republicans are the bad guy, the Democrats are the bad guy? But what is the outcome of all of this? We're still homeless. We're still destitute. We don't have any money. We don't have leverage. We don't have anybody creating capital funds for us. There's no venture capitalist accounts. Then they went into a conversation talking about if they had $80 million, or thank God for Drake, he's putting money into USC. You put money into a university that are ran by Jewish people and Chinese. How does that help the Black community? Well, they got a large amount of, look, I went to SC. I grew up around SC. I want to know why did they set aside for venture capitalists? Meaning that if you've got $80 million, Dr. Dre, or whoever you are, Black celebrity, why aren't you setting up funds so for those people who have small businesses and they say, hey, I got this little t-shirt business, I got earring business, I like to do nails or whatever, is you can leverage some of that, maybe $20, $30, $40, $100,000 to help those people get to the next level. That's what I want to see in the Black community. But we don't tend to talk about money and policies. Why is that?
I'm not listening. Why you bringing me in the
Because
conversation?
you're next to me sitting.
I ain't good enough reason for me to be part of the conversation.
Well, whatever the case may be, that's what I talked about. And that's why I was trying to drive that narrative. But the narrative ended up being like, you should see the producers behind the scene. This is what you don't see, is that when we went to break, the guy said to him, bruh, she winning, bruh. She beating you up, bruh. You need to come in there and get her, girl. Get that girl. I said, that boy don't know who he dealing with. He come and get me for what? He gonna lose. He gonna lose. Did he lose or did he win?
He lost.
He lost. Of course he lost. He's going up against the queen. What makes him think he was going to win? Please, my people, please. Let's get this straight. I'm a diehard Republican. I ain't playing that bullshit they trying to puff up on our people. Come on, we need some policies and we need some money. Well, he kept saying, we need to get out there and vote. Vote for what? If you don't know what you voting for, why you voting? Forget about Republican or Democrat. You need to know why you voting. You need to know that there are people out there who have powers and control that you don't have no control of. Legislation and lobbyists. That's what we need to understand. Because they are liberal stooges. He says, like, because they're liberal stooges. It's like, yeah, they're just sitting there. And they want to continue to say, well, we got to vote. You got 258 people running for president on the Democrat side. You know, I'm exaggerating. And he says, I think we got 15, 18. I said, no, you got 26, 35. I'm making up numbers. Because you can't bring your party together. It's a disjointed party. And it's a party that's losing its grip in the black community and deserves so, rightfully so, because you've done nothing to help us on the local level. Mass incarceration, police guns, ammunition and guns given to the black community so black on black crime can continue on. We slaughtering our own people. We slaughtering our own people. So then they say, well, you're killing each other. Well, who gives them the guns? Bullets ain't cheap. Anybody who shoot would tell you a gun and a bullet ain't cheap. So how can these Negroes have access to that ammunition and all that stuff unless somebody crooked is providing for them? Come on, somebody tell me some truths out there. Because if we look at it from that perspective, then we have a better understanding. But those conversations never commence because what ends up happening, I can't see. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Denise came. Hi, Shirley. I miss you and totally agree with you. I can't let them, their word in or they are over. They're trying to get over you. You know, no, you can't get a word in or they're trying to get over you. And that's what that girl said that you didn't say. The producer said, if you had not jumped in there, they would have sat there and just beat you up. And so you do find yourself tending to talk over them or cut them because they like to hear themselves. Men are lovers of themselves. They like to hear themselves. We all like to hear ourselves. But hearing ourselves is not going to move us forward other than having a solution to what you are hearing and what is stated. You know, in California, we're building more houses. No. You should have these properties up in 6 months. They have prefab homes. Look up prefab homes. They have prefab homes that are already pretty much built on and warehouses. And you can take those things out of the warehouses and find you a piece of land way out in the desert or something and deal with these people on a mental illness agenda. We didn't get more into that. There was more he say, she say, and we get back and talk about slavery and black history and who's black and who's not black. And I addressed the word Negro and know we're all African Americans. You know, those were the kind of conversations that were on the table. He said Democrats are pearl bearers. Yeah, no joke, because that's all they do is allowing us to shoot each other and carry our dead around to the grave. Democrats bring guns into the urban communities. Absolutely. Because how in the hell do you have a local level? Forget Trump. Man, if we look from a local level, when we talk about state and city and districts and counties, and they know exactly where the thugs are. They know it. In Southside Chicago, you don't go out at night. What kind of America that we live in right now? You can't go out at night for a walk. That means the federal government needs to intervene because the Democrats have fucked up your community. We need President Trump. We need a National Guard out in those communities. Like now, not like next week. We need the National Guards out in the black communities because these are uncivilized people that are doing uncivilized acts that are being funded by the Democrat Party. I truly believe that to the bottom of my heart. The solutions to policing policies over the people. the solution policies over the people. There are no policies, so you can't have solutions. The policies that have to be over the people regarding African American descendants of slaves have to be more specific. It needs to be clarified. If we're going to talk about the Asian community, which it talks about the economic empowerment agenda that they've got proposed on the table, we need to have our own policies in place to empower our people. And that has to start with us. Not the Democrats, not the Republicans, not Trump. It starts from us. It starts from us. But I wanted to address, because we're in Hollywood, honey. We're in Hollywood, yes. I wanted to address the issue of where is Hollywood, Black Hollywood, in the sense of where is their contribution towards the community. Oh, they're building a school. Oh, well, you know, I'm past school age. I'm talking about people right now who are homeless. They ain't in school. We need to address the real pains in this country. And by doing that, then we can address the policies and the people. I just wanted to say shout out. I'm going to get ahead on home, but thank you guys. Please go to FoxSoul.tv. FoxSoul.tv. They said they want to have me back. Yes. I might wear a different color. I'm blonde today. But I was very grateful for them to have me on, that we did talk about the difference of Republicans and Democrats. Maybe the next one we can get into what I really like to discuss, which is leverage and economics. And how do we as a culture of people be conscious of that we are being leveraged in this country by immigrants and illegal immigrants, and that we need to talk about the fortitude of we as a culture being more responsible towards each other. I'll leave it on this note. Michael's my last question. Unfortunately, many of the people in our community are products of Democrats. AMH. Well, you know, this is so true. But they're products of the Lyndon B. Johnson system, the Great Society, which has basically told Black people that they need to be programmed and they need to be leaning towards systematic systems versus being self-enterprise capitalism and self-opportunities that need to be in place. But we can't do that because of the mindset that have been instilled through policies and government, and that's Republican and Democrat. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Byrne, Mr. Brass, and Michael. I love you. You're always wonderful. Denise, thank you for chiming in, and all the rest of you guys who come in later on. Please share this video. Please have conversations. I will come back more on. I've been very busy. But I do want to tell you, I do appreciate your love and your support of this channel. And even though I'm not as active as other people are, please check out Phil from the Advice Show. I like Phil. Kiki Green. Shout out to Afro Synergy News, T West. There's so many people out there. Successful Ladies. I love that sister out there. Lovely T. Love her out there. Tasha K. There's so many of us that we are starting to hear each other's voice. Let's support our platform and our people. And oh my, Dinah's is such amazing. The Search for Yuri. Learn about African culture and a coalition of building a relationship between Africa and African Americans. Because when it comes down to is numbers, money, and policies. And those are the three things that we need to do. Stop fighting each other, but fight towards the issue of an betterment of a people and culture. All right, you guys. My son said we gotta get out of here. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.